Tonight on OC News, a string of devastating plane crashes continue in North America, with a collision of two small planes over Arizona.
With the Russo Ukrainian War nearing 3 years, the U.S. is in peace talks with Russia in Saudi Arabia without Ukrainian President Zelenskyy.
And calling all Titans, David Diggs will be on campus tomorrow at 7 p.m. at the TSU, talking to students about his journey to stardom. All this and more. Stay tuned.
This just in. Tech news. First responder on police.
There's been a lot of collaborative efforts.
I feel blessed to be here in Fullerton.
Brought to you by the broadcast journalism students
at Cal State Fullerton. OC News starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to OC News. I'm Hope Ferris.
And I'm Gavin Sanders. Thank you for joining us this evening.
The city of Santa Ana is retiring its stance as a sanctuary city following the increase in the presence of ICE agents in the area. The announcement comes after the city Huntington Beach proclaimed itself as anti-sanctuary city and the city would cooperate with federal agents. Santa Ana Councilwoman Jessie Lopez, back in early February, led a city council meeting in hopes of rebooting the city's sanctuary advisory policies and protecting its undocumented population. Santa Ana was the first in Orange County to announce itself as a sanctuary city back in 2016 following the election of President Donald Trump.
In the face of changing immigration policies, students at Cal State Fullerton share their concerns. Our reporter Guadalupe Caballero has the story.
With the shifting immigration policies, students here at Cal State Fullerton are facing uncertainty. Many of them share how this will impact their education and their future.
I also am undocumented as well, so it's a very a personal level of that fear that I come across, especially now on social media. Since we're always on social media, we see all these news and updates, but that can cause a lot of anxiety.
Since Trump's administration, it has been reported over 5,000 deportations as of February 3rd, according to Homeland Security. It's unclear if these numbers include all the people flown back to their home countries or if it includes those who were sent back to Mexico crossing the border.
I have actually had some friends repost on their stories any kind of resources that they have on campus as well. So if anything, I would make sure that they know about that. I have to make sure that they're informed on what they can do to protect themselves.
Recently, after my coming to the people here at the Latinx Resource Center, they were able to talk about the support that they offer. They offer one-on-one conversations, or we talk about ways to be precaution, and as well as offering printing out the red card for our undocumented students, and I was able to benefit from that.
With student centers like Latinx Community and Titan Dreamers are offering guidance and mental health support for all students at this time. I'm Guadalupe Caballero reporting live for OC News.
Tragedy struck southern Arizona after two planes collided by Marina Regional Airport just south of Tucson, leaving 2 dead. Federal air investigators announced that following the mid-air collision, one plane landed safely while the other crashed near the runway and caught fire. The Mariana Regional Airport operates without an air traffic control tower, with thousands of flights arriving and departing from it annually. Airline safety consultant Jeff Guzzetti said that due to the lack of the tower, pilots are meant to use designated radio channel to communicate with each other in order to fly safely. The crash is currently under investigation.
The San Diego Sheriff's Office is investigating the death of a CAL FIRE captain in Ramona. San Diego sheriffs responded to a call of assault with a deadly weapon at the home of Captain Rebecca Marodi of CAL FIRE Station 69 just before 9 last night. CAL FIRE paramedics arrived and attempted life-saving measures, but the station confirmed on Facebook that Marodi died on the scene from multiple stab wounds. Monica Evans, who lived across the street, described Marodi as a friendly presence.
She was very outgoing. She was very nice. I only met her twice, but she was very sweet and very kind and everything else. Had a sense of humor, too.
The United States and Russia have begun peace talks in hopes of ending the decade-long conflict between Russia and Ukraine. United States and Russia officials met in Saudi Arabia capital to discuss peace talks to permanently end the Ukrainian-Russian war that began back in 2014. Secretary of State Marco Rubio met with top officials in hopes of making progress with Russian officials. However, the following Tuesday meetings Russia has not offered any sort of concessions, and the United States has not reported obtaining any either. Negotiations will continue throughout the next couple weeks in hopes of peace.
Although rain swept across the state last weekend, Californians are not yet fully out of fire season. Monterey County, weeks after a fire at the Moss Landing power plant forced evacuations, is once again facing down a blaze. The fire reignited Tuesday evening, and although it is much smaller than the January fire that caused evacuation orders, officials urged residents to close windows and doors overnight.
Coming up after the break, your favorite social media platform is officially back in app stores across the U.S.
And later, a Broadway star coming to Cal State Fullerton? Stay tuned for more on OC News.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. Alright, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
What does it take to discover the greatness within you? It takes resilience.
When I first got to Cal State Fullerton, I felt lost. Then I found my community. It was like a caring family cheering me on.
I wasn't sure about being a chemist. My professor showed me I could. People believed in me here, and I learned to believe in myself. Discover the resilience within you at Cal State Fullerton.
TikTok has made its triumphant return to the Apple and Google Play stores, allowing users to download the app once again. Janet Gareka has more on the story.
A law banning TikTok in the United States took effect in January. While service was restored to the app the following morning, it was no longer available for download in the app stores.
I felt kind of bummed and stoked about it because although it kind of distracts me a lot when I'm doing my assignments, still it's like a very, I don't know, it makes me calm sometimes.
A law passed by Congress and upheld by the Supreme Court banned TikTok due to national security concerns that the Chinese government could access user data.
There's like other apps here in the US that take your data away, so it's like, I wasn't even worried about it. There are other apps. Again, like I said, there's like other apps that already have your information there, so.
President Trump delayed the ban for 90 days. Currently, investors are working on a bid purchase for ByteDance, the Beijing tech company that currently owns TikTok.
I downloaded it again because I'm starting up this sort of like new sort of Christian brand. And so it's like beneficial for like social media and stuff like that to have like an audience and things of that nature. And so I'm using it more of like as a tool.
As the legal challenges continue, TikTok's future in the United States remains open-ended. Reporting for OC News, I'm Janet Gareka.
Looks like spring has sprung around Fullerton and it's beginning to warm up. Jonathan Zarati has the weather.
Thanks, Hope. After a rainy Valentine's Day, the weather has taken a turn for the better. Let's take a look at the current conditions here in Fullerton. We currently have a temperature of 74 degrees with 8-mile-per-hour winds blowing in the northeast direction. The humidity levels are around 33% right now, but the main number right here is it'll drop all the way down to 49 degrees, which is a 25 degrees drop from the high. and we have a sunset at around 5:40 p.m. As we take a look at the 5-day forecast, we see that it is 62 degrees tomorrow, and it'll increase all the way up to 70, with the low staying at 49. And then on Monday, it'll be around 67 degrees, dropping to 49. Heavy rains across Southern California last week triggered dangerous mudslides, forcing road closures and evacuations for many. In hillside communities, fast-moving debris flows have damaged homes and strained residents. Emergency crews are working around the clock to clear the blocked roads, but officials warn the risk of wet ground still giving way in the area. Experts urge residents in flood-prone areas to stay alert and be prepared to evacuate if needed. Areas that are under evacuation orders include the Pacific Palisades, San Gabriel Mountains, and Tribuco Hills. That is the latest for today's forecast. Make sure to stay cool during the day and bundle up in the evening. Back to Gavin and Hope at the desk.
Rapper A$AP Rocky's assault case dating back to a 2021 incident has concluded in California. The rapper, whose real name is Rakeem Myers, was found not guilty by jury. He was charged with 2 felony counts of assault with a semi-automatic firearm. Following his verdict, the rapper embraced his partner Rihanna, who was in attendance with the couple's 2 sons.
The Vatican has announced that 88-year-old Pope Francis is currently undergoing treatment in a hospital. The leader of the Catholic Church is currently undergoing treatment for bilateral pneumonia. Doctors have changed this course of his treatment twice since his hospitalization. Last week, since becoming Pope, he has suffered from a number of health and mobility issues, but continues to carry out his duties. The Vatican has announced improvement in his condition, as he was able to meet with the Prime Minister of Italy, who said he was alert and reactive. Coming up after a short commercial break, David Diggs is coming to Cal State Fullerton.
And Connor Rowley recaps a busy weekend in sports. Stay tuned.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Worried about your friend, but don't know how to reach out?
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR, it's all good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should.
Whatever gets you talking. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Whatever gets you talking. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
Ready! We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
This weekend was busy in the sports world, with 2 of the Power 4 sports taking break for special events. Connor Rowley has updates on this and CSUF sports.
Are you ready to escape from the reality of life? If you are, then it's time for some sports. The Four Nations took place of the NHL All-Star Game this past weekend, and it has been an absolute hit. Take notes, Adam Silver. The United States got the chance to face Canada in the ultimate battle of countries. This game started off with some animosity as opposing fans booed their opponents. National anthem before the puck even dropped. The start of the game was an all-out war, with 3 fights breaking out in the first 10 seconds of the game. Yes, I said 3 fights in 10 seconds. Canada started off strong as Connor McDavid scored the opening goal, but it was all America after that. The power of the bald eagle led the U.S. to 3 unanswered goals and allowed them to secure the 3-1 victory. After defeating Finland, Canada and the United States will face off again in the championship tomorrow in what should be the real greatest show on ice. The 74th NBA All-Star Game is officially in the books. In the past few years, the NBA has tried to come up with different variations of the All-Star Game to keep fans engaged. This year, they created 4 teams to play against each other: Shaq's OGs, a team full of the OG stars in the NBA, Chuck's Global Stars, which consisted of the best players outside of the U.S., Kenny's Young Stars, a team full of the younger stars in the NBA, and finally, Candace's Rising Stars, which included all of the up-and-coming youngsters in the league. It was only right that Steph Curry won the All-Star MVP in Golden State as Shaq's OGs cruised to victory. Tyler Hero was able to take the victory in the three-point contest, and G League legend Mac McClung three-peats in the dunk contest after dunking over a car. Cal State Fullerton baseball had their weekend opener this weekend against the Stanford Cardinals. The Titans dropped their first 2 games by a combined score of 4-19 and looked to bounce back and even the series with 2 games remaining. Things were going great as CSUF put up 11 runs in the first 3 innings, giving the fans some hope. That would end up being the only runs scored that game as the Titans lost 11-14 in a heartbreaking game. Just as you think things can't get any worse, CSUF entered Game 4 with a 7-3 lead in the top of the 9th. The Cardinals managed to put up 4 runs and tied the game, eventually leading to a 2-run 10th inning and sealing the sweep for the Cardinals. Some better news: center fielder Eli Lopez was featured on SportsCenter Top 10 Plays with his catch against Stanford. Also, it was announced that the video game MLB The Show 25 will feature 8 college baseball teams, with one of them being our very own Cal State Fullerton Titans. That's all the sports I have today. Back to Gavin for more news.
Thanks, Connor. Next up, ASI has gone above and beyond with their upcoming guest speaker. Justin Rosette has more.
Thomas Jefferson is coming home. That's right. Hamilton star Daveed Diggs will be on our campus tomorrow speaking to students at ASI's Beyond the Conversation. Students on campus are very excited for his presence.
Music is such an intimate way to connect with others. Person from Hamilton, right? Like coming here to perform or just to speak out. Like, wow, that is such a great honor for him and for the School of Music.
Because we all have these dreams of like, oh yeah, one day I hope my students are able to get there and like follow their dreams, and having a star come by, it's really refreshing to see like, hey, we could possibly get there one day, and like it builds up my courage too.
I looked up to like the whole cast, and it really brought a different like idea to like what I would want to do with music in my life. I think it's really exciting just seeing how his performance has reached a broader audience.
Don't throw away your shot to see Daveed Diggs live on our campus tomorrow. From OC News, I'm Justin Rosette.
Football season may be over, but that doesn't stop NFL teams from being present in their communities. Player safety has swept across all levels of football, with helmets being the main focus for players and fans alike. The Denver Broncos are helping modernize local teams' equipment with a donation of helmets for teams across the Pike Peaks region. The helmets are custom fit to each player and designed with player safety in mind. Schools will begin fitting the helmets later this semester and distribute them to their players in late spring or early summer, hopefully in time for off-season training.
Helmets are real important, Hope.
They are. They can cause a lot of damage if you don't.
Amen to that.
That's all we have for this week of OC News. Be sure to tune in next Wednesday at 4:45 for our next show. From OC News, I'm Hope Ferris.
And I'm Gavin. Media at OC News, Cal State Fullerton, and at Titan TV, Cal State Fullerton. We will see you next week.